Yo, yo, yo. What is up, guys? It is us, 3 Count Nation in the flesh. It is I, Jonald Penn, and always with me, who do I have?
Yo, what's up? It's your kid KT. How's it going?
So today, you got something to talk about.
Yo, listen. I'm sorry. Let's just get into it. I went to ALLIN this past weekend, the biggest indie wrestling show of 2018. Basically, Cody and the Young Bucks of the Bullet Club of our way to Japan, all that jazz. They basically created this show, produced this show, booked this show. I mean, this was a tremendous outing for those gentlemen, and I gotta tell you, they passed the test. If there was a test, there was no test here.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, what do you mean?
This was it. Like, this was just a culmination of all their hard work. Both of them, but like the Bucks and Cody, just basically like their years between Cody being in WWE and the Young Bucks kind of being between TNA, and then like their cup of coffee in the E. So I mean they personify what it means to be businessmen in the wrestling industry, where everybody talks about the WWE like as the big marketing group of people. The Young Bucks and Cody, I mean all the Bullet Club, they are marketing geniuses. Like, they are shameless promoters. They put themselves over. Like, Being the Elite, which is like one of my favorite YouTube series to watch, it's basically an ad for Bullet Club merchandise. And it's really cool because they share the wealth. Like, every Bullet Club episode, they still have guys from other wrestling like shows, like from Ring of Honor or New Japan, who also kind of like get their shit in too, and it's really cool. So they're always about actually helping their fellow like independent wrestlers, and it's super dope. So I mean, basically, ALLIN was just that on the grandest scale. And it was really cool to be a part of that moment. I was there with a couple of my friends from the podcast, and we got to it wasn't in Chicago, mind you. It was in Hoffman Estates, which is a good 2 hours from Chicago type of deal.
I don't know, man. It's not close.
It's not close. I mean, I live in Wicker Park, so I had to take the blue line out to Rosemont and then grab a lift to make it there the rest of the way.
There was you could have took the Green Line to Clinton and then just walked over to the metro station and took it to Hoffman Estates there and walked like, I want to say like 5 blocks.
Huh. See, I was using Google Maps, and it just wanted me, I guess because I was looking for the train that was closest, it just was like, oh yeah, here.
Oh, okay.
Because also, it wanted me, there's a Sears Center bus. So there's a bus, but see, here's the kicker. The Sears Center bus only goes to the Sears Center Monday through Friday. And Google didn't think to tell me that until I was at the bus stop. So it was me and a bunch of other people in Bullet Club shirts kind of like doing the whole, like, what's the deal routine with our hands, like kind of figure what the hell's going on. But I also have the presence of mind to be like, yo, fuck it. I know where it is. Let me just grab a lift and get my ass over there. So it's like, oh, once I realized that, it wasn't a big deal. And actually, because I think everybody who went to the show probably did that, like took the metro or they stayed out that way. Because everybody also was, StarCast, which by the way was the big kind of the wrestling convention that went along with ALLIN the show, was out in Schaumburg all the weekend, which is basically around the corner from Hoffman Estates. The burbs of Illinois are weird.
Yeah. Wait, StarCast didn't take place at the Sears Center?
No, StarCast took place at the Schaumburg Hotel.
That's silly.
In convention. Well, I mean, it makes sense just because.
No, it doesn't.
Dude, the Sears Center is just. It's not like it's not like the United Center. It's not like an actual stadium where like there's different levels and like you can have different things in different places. It's just a stadium. Like think about UIC Stadium where you just walk in and then there's the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing with the Sears Center. Like you walk in, there's the concourse to like buy your hot dogs or whatever, and the stairs to go up. But once you're in the building, you walk past the concourse, you're right there looking at the whatever the show floor is. Because that's also the Sears Center is also where the Chicago Bulls their Gatorade League team plays. So it's basically like a small basketball stadium, essentially. So yeah, it's definitely not set up to actually be a convention. So and like I said, the Starcast, like the hotel for that had the Starcast was not far from ALLIN. So yeah, before we get into full on ALLIN talk, you want to talk about the other wrestling that went on this week, or any wrestling you watched?
I think Seth Rollins is hurt.
Yeah,
Concerned about that.
Let's talk about that. So Raw was weird.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Yeah. Okay, so
They were all out of ideas.
Yeah. So on the heels of ALLIN weekend is Labor Day weekend. Raw was on Monday, so they had a full 2 days to kind of. So okay, do you think anybody who's an official WWE employee watched ALLIN? I mean, seriously, like, and
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know for a fact Goldust watched it.
Right, I mean, of course he watched. I mean, his brother fucking ran the show. But
yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, and that's why he's an agent, Ron. Is he an agent now?
He's still a wrestler.
Right, but I'm not saying wrestlers, I'm saying, like, higher ups. Do you think the suits?
Oh, I'm sure Triple H watched it. I guarantee you Triple H watched it. Pat Patterson was watching it.
Yeah.
They were watching. They were scouting. Regal was watching it. Guarantee you Regal was watching it.
So the obvious people watched it.
Kevin Dunn did not watch it, if you're asking for that question.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I guess I didn't want to say pal and say the obvious person. Do you think he watched it? But I don't think
maybe. Shit, it wouldn't. He's crazy. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I don't say honestly. Because I thought I sat at the show. I was like, man,
he's probably got a subscription to New Japan World.
He spends $999 I got that in my back pocket.
Literally.
You know what? Like thinking about it, like during Raw, I doubt he watched it. Like if you once I tell you about Raw, you're gonna be like, I don't think he watched all of it. So Raw started out basically with the Shield doing their thing. With I don't know what they're calling Braun and Ziggler and McIntyre. I don't think they have like a faction name. They're just three guys. They show up. Like they all just show up. And then they just have a big ass fight.
Yeah, and then they have a pull apart.
And then for some odd reason the Shield got arrested.
Yeah, and then they got released later that night.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll get there, but it was a regular wrestling fight. Like two guys get in the ring and start beating the shit out of each other at the top hour of Raw. That's all that was, but with 6 dudes.
So you got to think about this, right? Even during like the Attitude Era, neither show they were basically putting on like compelling television, but like they weren't putting on shows to compete against each other per se.
Yeah.
They were putting on shows to just keep their audience. And I think that's what they did. And they were like, whoa.
Here's the problem with that. If you're going to have the Shield get arrested, actually give them an extra reason to be arrested. Like, you bring up the Attitude Era. Stone Cold was always getting arrested because he was actually assaulting the owner of a company, right? Like, Vince McMahon at that time wasn't a wrestler. He was just like...
No, he was a wrestler.
No, but... Come on, man. Stick with the story, man. Come on, man. Stick with it. Vince McMahon was just the owner. Like, he wasn't a wrestler. So, the idea of him being arrested... or Stone Cold being arrested for assaulting Vince McMahon, that makes sense. That works within the confines of... Okay, yeah, he should go to jail. The Shield fighting Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, who, mind you, is bigger than all 3 of them. And I mean, Drew McIntyre is built like a fucking house, too. So, you're telling me that Baron Corbin, who's also bigger than the Shield, basically, like, and just, that's in terms of, like, height.
He's bigger than the Shield.
Yeah, like, he has them arrested for assault and disorderly conduct. And it's like,
Could then one of them hit him during the
dude, I don't fucking know.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. I think during the pull apart, one of them actually hit him. So I think, like, to what you were saying, it goes to the assault case. Like, it happened. It actually he didn't.
But see, Baron Corbin. But then once
wrestler?
again, but see, what I say, when you said a wrestler, you couldn't really say that for Vince because he hadn't wrestled yet. But Baron Corbin literally wrestled.
Yeah, but he's an asshole. He's an asshole. Come on,
But,
man.
I mean,
That's
okay,
good
so
heat
it's
that's
in
good heat.
It's in character.
Yeah.
To try to get them arrested, but to actually for them to actually be arrested.
Yeah, it's to give the bad guy false hope to think that he won. Baron Corbin is literally the guy who always ends with a pie on his face. That's the thing.
Well, not anymore though, because now he's the man now. Oh, he's the GM of Raw. So there's no pie on his face.
The show came back.
Did they though?
Oh no, they got fucking destroyed. But
Thank you. And here's the thing: the rest of the show was just as like
it was
weird. It was
weird.
a complete clusterfuck. Okay, follow me with the Riot Squad have been beating the brakes off of Sasha Banks and Bayley. Brie Mode shows up, and they look rusty as hell. Like I'm not even going to go into we don't have. I'm not going to make light of them missing those terrible dives because those are things that could have killed them. So they're not funny, but they look bad.
Yeah.
Like they looked really bad. Like if this is your first match back, don't do that. Not even don't stay gone. Like they're gonna come back. Like I expected both of them to come back at some point. But you haven't wrestled in either one of them haven't wrestled in over a year, right? Like it has to be a year for both of them.
It's been a year.
Yeah,
I think for Nikki, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and Brie maybe been like 6 months.
Nah, Brie was a little bit longer because remember she had her.
Oh, she had the baby. That's right. So
yeah,
let's say
Birdie.
So just as long. So a year and a half or longer. So neither one combined they've been out the ring for 2 years essentially.
Yep, because remember Nikki only came back for a match to show off her new finisher after her injury surgery.
Yes.
And that was about it, if I'm not mistaken.
That was
yeah. So pregnancy, injury, and then you're doing
the show
mid rope dives. Like, come on. Come on.
And then beating the Riot Squad.
Yeah.
So the Riot Squad were on fire. Like they were doing great, and I still have hopes that we're gonna get some women tag team belts.
Same.
They make sense to be in the mix for that. But here's the deal: if they wanted to do the thing with with the Bellas winning, later in the night they had a tag team match where Sasha and Bayley beat Dana Brooke and Ember Moon. Ember Moon can take an L and be fine. Dana Brooke, she's getting away from World Slide. So
those two are storyline plots. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not upset about the loss because Dana Brooke took the pin. I'm upset that they're not doing anything with Ember Moon.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, since they aren't doing anything with Ember Moon, it would have made more sense for the Bellas to have beat that tag team of Dana and Ember as opposed to the Riot Squad losing again. Or not losing again, losing their momentum.
Yeah, true.
Because they had won 2 weeks in a row. Like,
against former champs.
Yes, don't break that momentum. Like, this didn't make...
For the Bellas.
So that, once again, clusterfuck.
And then we got that rando-ass tag team of Gable and Rude.
Dude, what was that? I mean, first problem is Bobby Roode is not a face.
No,
that experience.
So, rumor has it that they're actually using this as a tool to allow him to heel turn against Gable and set him up as his first face opponent that he actually goes over because they know that Chad Gable can go. He can take losses. Doesn't matter. They know it doesn't do anything for him. So
that's the rumor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a decent rumor.
Yeah.
I like
that to happen.
I say if that's happening. I'd like that to happen.
But we don't fucking know. Rude's been on the main roster for what? Almost a year now.
It's been a year.
And he's been face.
Dude, honestly, we're about to hit season 2 of the Mixed Match Challenge. So he's been in the roster more than a year, because he was on season 1, and that was
in January.
But that was already his first. I feel like it's been longer than a year though. He's been there.
It's been almost. I think it's almost been a year. I'm not gonna look it up.
Let's say I feel like he's close. I feel like he's closer to 2 years because him and Shinsuke were like close in terms of when they came up, but already separated by only a couple months. But yeah, we don't have to go into semantics on that because it's still he hasn't been there that long. Like either way,
true.
He still hasn't been there long enough for. I mean, just for that face stuff, it wasn't working. Even when he was U.S. champion. I kind of feel like they were gonna make him.
They should have. The way they did handle that, but the superstar shakeup happened though too. So
there you go. There more fuckery. Yeah. More like so. Basically, Raw was just this weird thing of like, cause then the Ascension finally looked like shit talkers. Like they actually like got on the mic and yeah, they still lost, but at least they actually looked competent. Like they looked competent. Like, let's remember where the Ascension were, which, by the way, wasn't a bad spot from the beginning. The stuff with Breezango.
That was amazing.
That stuff was hilarious. So the Ascension, I mean, this is still a step up as opposed to the minor step they had taken with SmackDown, but they still weren't wrestling. They were doing a funny gimmick, but
they weren't wrestling.
But they weren't wrestling and showing. True. I mean, honestly, I think because we're NXT like fans, we know what the Ascension have been and what they can be.
Man,
I feel like there's been way too much time between what we remember as NXT fans and what people who are just wrestling, like WWE fans, know of the Ascension. And like
it's because they fucked them when they got here.
Yeah,
like
that's like you take the words out of our mouth. They completely ruined that.
Immediately, like they got them jumped by New Age Outlaws, AOP, the Dudleys. In one night because they wanted to be the Road Warriors 3.0 because that wasn't that
and
because that was their gimmick.
Yeah, that
wasn't even their fucking gimmick.
That was never that was never their gimmick.
Like they should have been a warning to anybody from NXT to the main roster. That should have been flags.
Yeah, like red flags immediately.
And like no one really paid attention to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we back then we weren't cynical about people getting called up on the main roster.
No, we were really excited.
Yes,
we were really excited.
But boy, oh boy, those red flags for the Ascension.
Those are the days. I mean, here's the thing: Ruby Riott has her own group, and she's looking solid. Even with the loss that the Riott Squad took on Raw, Ruby Riott's in a solid position. So like her come up I think is still on its way. I mean, it's taken forever for Becky to really get that where she is now, but it's happening for her. I
actually like this story better. Actually.
Yeah,
I'm not even one. If she would have won at SummerSlam, I don't think I'd be this high. I don't think I'd be this high for her.
I mean, it definitely added to it. It's definitely like giving me more interest. Like I missed SmackDown, but that was because I was recording 2 fucking podcasts back to back. So I have to watch SmackDown on Hulu at some point this weekend. But
did we record Tuesday?
No, I recorded. Remember, we did a crossover episode. So check us out also on Nerfic Strangers this past week at nerficstrangers.com on Podbean. Nerfic Strangers, look us up.
Episode 69, right?
Yeah, that's right. So we did a crossover episode where we recorded and talked about ALLIN there, and John hyped up our show. And after we finished recording that, I jumped on my friend's podcast, the group I went to ALLIN with. They're called panelsonpages.com. Their podcast records live on Tuesday nights daily.
What's a podcast?
So this is Panels on Pages, POP. Podcast is basically like a podcast.
Oh, their name is podcast. Oh, I thought that was like a new type of way of doing something.
No, like the website is called panelsonpages.com, but their podcast is called The Podcast.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, shout out to those guys. So you can listen to them live every Tuesday. And I was on there last Tuesday, and that episode actually just dropped today. So you can actually hear me and John talk about a lot of wrestling this week, in all honesty. You can get a lot of us all over the place.
And a lot of nerd stuff.
Yes,
too.
we got really nerdy. But dude, Raw was...
I gotta talk about the ending, though, as well.
Yeah, I'm about to say, actually, the last thing before we get the ending, Kevin Owens quit last week, and then Kevin Owens came back this week.
I really didn't want to talk about it. I actually was high-key avoiding this.
See,
I'm not even joking.
I know, but I wanted to make sure... Because I want to get you, because you're a Kevin Owens guy.
I don't like it. Like when someone says they quit WWE, yo, Yo, WWE. I know y'all. I know that one person listening. I know that one person is listening, right? It's your boy Jonald Penn. I need you to hear me out. If a wrestler, a sports entertainer, superstar,
there you go, superstar,
says that they quit on TV, please don't let them return for a minimum of 4 weeks.
A month. Like a month.
That's it.
Is that a month? Oh, yeah, that's 4. Yeah. So, like, a pay-per-view cycle.
Yeah. Minimum.
A pay-per-view cycle.
That's it, and you'll
Let
be
them
good.
stay away for a pay-per-view cycle,
Let them
please.
be gone. Like, come on, guys. Hear me out. It's your boy, Jonald Penn. I'm loyal. I mean, I don't know what y'all shit.
Yeah.
But I'm loyal. I got the network. Y'all give my $10 a month. I'm sorry, $9.99.
Listen, that segment was terrible. And not for Kevin Owens, but because Bobby Lashley keeps getting shit on.
like Mahal is elevating himself being any dumbass sex.
It's so ridiculous.
Like what's the move? They go low key put Mahal as a Universal contender and he's gonna get that belt next.
I was like, nope. No, they aren't. He is just a guru. A wrestling guru. And it's absurd. Like, Bobby Lashley has gone from beating up men dressed as women to now beating up peaceful wrestlers. Like, they have nothing for this man. Nothing. Also, I think TNA did a really good job of masking Bobby Lashley's shortcomings as a talker.
Yes.
Because, oh my gosh, I miss Bobby Lashley in TNA. Like,
I tried to tell you.
No, but you did. No, that's the you did. And whenever there was a chance for me to watch it, I did, and I got it. They're not utilizing.
They're making him talk too much. And they're not letting him kick enough ass.
Yes, that's it.
Literally, fucking switch him places with Roman Reigns. Like, that's all I wanted for SummerSlam. That's all I wanted for SummerSlam.
No, you know you're not. You know, listen. When you let that hit your lips,
I know.
When you formed that statement, you knew that wasn't going to be a thing.
I know.
Come on, guy.
I know.
I mean, but dude, yeah, fuck yeah! I wanted player 1 white guy versus player 2 black guy. Like creative wrestler black, creative wrestler white. Like, that's all it was. It's like you just put all the fuck. You get 99 on everything. And that's what you got going on in the ring.
Real shit, though. I think we're probably going to get that at WrestleMania 35. I'm not even joking. I think they're going to give us that. Not for a title, I don't think. But I don't know. I got ambitions.
I'm not going to shit on fantasy booking because it's fantasy booking.
I mean, you can shit on it. It could be bad at it.
No, my whole thing is that this is still the company that brought back Goldberg. So
correct me.
That's why I'm like, why shit on something like that when we watched Goldberg fucking come back and actually run roughshod on Brock Lesnar?
I know why. Full-timer versus part-timer.
Yeah.
Goldberg was a part-timer too.
Yeah.
So no, he gets that special treatment.
I mean, we know why, but nonetheless, like, Bobby Lashley
deserves better.
The short end of the stick, and it's really hard. And before we get to the ending, last thing, new tag team champions.
Oh, the show.
Yeah, the revival got
jobbed out.
Oh my gosh, can you believe it? They were on another team that had momentum.
No, I actually think this is storyline purpose because remember they have to finish out their storyline with the Shield and Strowman, so this gives them a reason to stay away for a minute. And then once that shit dies down, we get new champions that are going to be baby faces. The revival can attack them, get their heat back, and then go after the gold.
I hope you're right, but I mean, they had to get the titles off of the beast.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like
they had, but I guess
you couldn't have heel versus heel for.
But see, I don't know. I feel like there's a better way to tell that story as opposed to heels beating up other heels, because then it's like it puts the revival like unless it happens like you say where the revival just goes away for a while. If the revival shows up on Raw next week, are they faces or are they heels? Because they have sympathy now. Their heat's dead.
And they didn't show up in the ending segment.
Yeah, let's get to the ending segment because that was one other thing. They didn't show up in the ending segment.
Yeah,
they weren't out there.
They're either gone. They're either going to be gone, or they're either going to be faces. There's the only two options.
Which is weird.
No, actually,
dude,
main roster Revival.
I can't. You can't tell me that the Revival, who literally finally got healthy, started doing the top guys bit, and the top guys bit just gained momentum. Like, you can't. There's no way you go from that straight to making the baby faces because you need a Shield reunion to work with the other three dudes. Like, that's like.
You sound shocked,
dude. Cause you're cutting off a hand to save a fucking finger.
You
like,
sound shocked.
It doesn't make any sense.
Make Roman Reigns look strong. Like, what do you not understand about this?
Dude, the problem is now you're sacrificing a lot of things to make some Roman Reigns look.
Bro, there's the rumor going around that Strowman's going to lose his briefcase.
To who? The commissioner?
Reigns.
How?
He's gonna fail his cash-in attempt.
Oh, run with me here. My fantasy booking is that Constable Corbin doesn't actually cash in Braun's Money in the Bank. He pulls another GM bullshit.
Makes it for himself.
He makes it for himself because remember
he lost it.
He lost his. So this is the ultimate get back.
That would be so lovely.
And it would immediately make Braun a face again. And
it would all the heat
would be on Corbin.
People would even cheer Roman.
You probably put Roman Reigns in the neutral area, like
the tweener. That's where he floats.
Where he works really well as a tweener, and then it's a triple threat match with Baron Corbin. No. That's my fantasy booking.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro,
that's
like that? Good. That's
you like that?
good.
No.
I guarantee you this is what they want. They want Baron Corbin to get all the heat.
Yeah,
that's Roman to be the badass, and they want Braun here.
Yeah.
Perfect way of doing that.
Exactly. And then you just set up another storyline for Braun chasing the title because Roman wins. Roman, even though Corbin will cash in, Roman will still win. That's kind of how I see the triple threat match happening, unless Baron goes full on and like fucks them both over, a la Seth, but like in a shittier way where like he doesn't get any offense in, he just fucking yeah. You get me, you feel me. So yeah, that was my fantasy book on that. But dude, Raw, that ending was
weird.
It was weird.
Why were any of them,
dude? Bro, Kevin Owens spent the better part of a month and a half
getting bullied.
Literally getting bullied by Braun Strowman. He was one of the main ones out there putting hands to the Shield. Oh, but also a big shout out to Drew Gulak, who showed up and made sure he was on TV. Good on him. That's a good. I didn't realize it. Somebody on Twitter pointed out that Drew Gulak is as big and tall as Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, he's like 6'1". Yeah, he's just thick, thin guy.
Dude, like he should be on the main regular roster. He is not. I mean, most of the 205 guys, a lot of guys should actually just be wrestlers. Like they shouldn't be. They don't need a show, because when I watch Drew Gulak and Cedric Alexander in the ring together, they look the same size. If you're telling me that Drew Gulak is bigger than Dolph Ziggler, they should all just fucking be on Raw.
I mean, we said they didn't need a show.
Yeah, I guess that Drew Gulak being here and that spot, it just reinforced why we were all
actually. They may actually not, or they may actually be ending the show with Maverick switching over.
So
Gulak
I think he's
out.
still. So that was I guess we didn't mention that Drake Maverick is now AOP's manager.
I think we did.
Yeah, I think we did off the air. But basically, Drake Maverick came out looking like AOP's little brother who couldn't get left behind on Halloween. Like Mom says, you gotta take your little brother out with you, and they were like, okay. And they literally put him in their clothes, and they gave him a Drake tag or a Maverick tag. And it's just like, okay, they weren't out. Was AOP out there at the end? I couldn't remember.
Yo, I don't remember either.
I feel like they were, but Drake, because I was looking for Drake. I think they were out there. Because I was like, is Maverick out there? I was looking high and low for him. I did not see him. But I think they were out there.
So before that part even happened, before the bad guys even came and jumped the Shield, the Shield came back in the police car, right? And for whatever reason, the crowd pops. They love that shit. Why?
Why?
Anyway, so then like the Shield, she'll come out to fight the show in Braun Strowman, and then here come the squad of bad guys.
I mean, you can't. That was like a platoon. That wasn't even a squad. Like every bad guy you can think of in the backstage area. They said, like, whoever, if you beat somebody's ass tonight, just come out.
Yes.
Just come on
You're
out.
getting booed, right?
Yeah, you getting booed? Yeah, come through, man. Come through. I need you to do this thing with me. I really like. This made no sense. I mean, we talked about Kevin Owens. And we're going to harp on that because that's the main crux. He was getting thoroughly bullied.
Yes.
Like, the man got shit on. Literally.
Yeah.
Like, he got shit on.
Wait, who else was out there?
So, the Guru, his boy, KO, Gulak, the Ascension, Mike Kanellis made an appearance.
Nice.
Yeah. AOP. The Drifter was also there.
Drifter had beef with Braun.
Yeah, he did.
That I was looking for the other person that had major beef with Braun.
Because
the Drifter.
So yeah, because
why was he helping?
Why was he helping, dude? Like, and then they fucking put Seth Rollins through a damn window.
Wait, who put him through the window?
The Drifter. And Gulak.
I got beef with them.
And it's like, what?
I'm gonna find them in the streets. And put their arm through some cars.
Yeah, this was a clusterfuck.
It was almost Goldberg level bad.
It was a clusterfuck. It left me wondering. In this show we try to be absolutely objective because we want all wrestling to be good, right? Like we want all of our wrestling that we watch, we want it to be good. Like I sat down after experiencing the amazingness that was All In, and hoping for something that was gonna I'm saying way too much tonight because I'm tired as ever. I'm usually really good about that. That's how I know I need to eat and get some rest. However, back to my point, I expected Raw to be better.
Yep.
And it shouldn't be that way. Like I should just expect wrestling on Monday night
to be good.
I shouldn't be comparing, and I didn't. But still, it's in the back of my mind. I shouldn't be comparing All In to Raw. Two different things entirely, right? However, when it comes to what the audience wants, the WWE doesn't get it. They refuse to get it, or they know it, and they're really bad at making a strategy to really get the fans involved or get them on board.
They don't know how to listen to the audience because remember
they don't know how to process that.
They've transitioned to a PG era,
right? Which makes things difficult.
Yeah, and their biggest sponsors are PG friendly.
Yeah.
So they don't know how to properly manage those who the crowds want.
But here's the thing.
Without keeping it PG, I think.
I know that's valid. Here's the thing. How are they not understanding that they aren't getting the reaction they want from the audience? Like, how are they not seeing
merchandise sales? That's how.
Which is kudos to them.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I'm a huge New Day fan, but I have been putting off buying any product from the WWE because I would rather spend my money on a product that makes me really happy. I have been spending. I didn't wear a Bullet Club shirt to All In because it was already a black T-shirt convention.
What did you wear?
I wore my Ric Flair Balenciaga Joe Freshgoods tee. It's my bootleg wrestling tee. Super dope.
I've never seen it.
Oh yeah, I'll show it to you. It's in the closet. But and also I did my white bullet. I was gonna wear my Super Kick Party, my white Bullet Club tee, but it was dirty. Because I wanted to be the one in the
That
white
was the one
shirt.
with button combos, right?
That's the one where it just had them doing the Chun-Li kicks on the front of it. Where it's just Nick and Matt in their black Bullet Club tights doing the Chun-Li kicks. And it says super, 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 super. I just love that. I love that shirt. But it was dirty, so I couldn't wear it. So I rocked my Ric Flair tee. But yeah, I'd much rather spend money on wrestling product that I really have fun watching. And right now, even though the New Day are amazing, they're wonderful. But I've already got enough, and I've got a bunch of New Day stuff already too, so I can take a break. Like I've earned some New Day time off. But I want a Pancake Power T-shirt, but the WWE has not given me a reason to invest in any more than merchandise.
Their stock is going up.
Which, I mean, what happens when Fox gives you millions upon millions of dollars to have a live show on Friday, which, because it's Fox, maybe it'll toe the line a little more.
That's what I'm
beyond
really
the
hoping.
PG.
I'm
Because
really
yeah,
hoping.
it's still Fox, and Fox they do things when it comes to their television shows. Sometimes they cut them too early, but sometimes they give their shows some room to breathe. And maybe, just maybe, we can get that with SmackDown on Fox Sports, right?
No, Fox.
Fox. Oh yes, Fox syndicated. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's gonna be on regular.
Yeah,
TV.
regular Fox. Oh yeah, dude, they be having sex on ABC.
What?
So don't you watch the Shonda Rhimes stuff on Thursdays?
What?
Good. I'm glad I'm the only person who doesn't watch a Shonda Rhimes show.
What the fuck? Who is that?
So Shonda Rhimes, she's an amazing black woman who creates all
You
these
talking
really dope.
about Scandal?
Yeah.
Nah, I
She
don't
be-
watch Scandal.
Yeah. Well, they be like straight up fucking on that show.
But Scandal doesn't come on ABC.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. As somebody who has family members, multiple family members, and friends who watch Scandal, I know exactly when that show comes on and what time and what day and what's happening, even though I have no clue as to why or what's going on. But oh hey, Troy's made an appearance. Bring it her. Hey there, kitten. Sweet boy. We're taking a cat break for a second there because I started talking about Scandal. But I'm just saying that that network television has been going a little bit further in terms of what they show in their content during the prime time.
I blame Brian Pillman.
Brian's got a gun.
that was one of the greatest moments.
That was one of the awesome moments. Yeah, I
I've
remember that
ever seen
happened.
on
Like,
TV.
I remember that happened. I was a young buck. I saw that
Right.
happen, and it was like, was that real? It was like I was so confused, but it was like holy crap. Because I remember the apology the next week. I said, oh, that's when I was kind of sparked up that wrestling isn't like full on real when Vince had to apologize.
I knew it was fake when I watched that magician special.
That I think came on a little bit after the apology. So it was like, oh, that's like it just kind of like also furthered my interest in like, oh,
What
that's how it
apology?
works.
I didn't watch Weekly.
So Vince had to apologize to to USA Network. Yeah, oh yeah. I feel like they've showed it on the Monday Night Wars, and maybe if you go back and watch Monday Night Wars, I think they actually addressed that. I want to say.
No, they addressed the DX apology.
No, they did that one too, but also because they showed the Brian Pillman angle on the Monday Night Wars.
They do?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you got go back to when they actually started talking about when Attitude Era starts kicking off. I think it's part of one of those episodes. But yeah, Raw was what it was. I didn't see SmackDown, so we can't talk too much about it. I heard that an intergender match closed the show. It was Lana and Rusev versus Bella and Daniel Bryan, and then like shenanigans happened where like Zelina showed up with her man, and then Marie showed up with her man, and it turned into intergender like fighting all over the place. It was wild.
Yeah, because Miz lied and said he wasn't on set again.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, that was that, and I think we had talked about it last time about Becky and Charlotte and how they're like the fans. No, we were talking about this on Twitter. they're gonna let the fans decide who's the face and the
yeah.
heel, and I'm interested to see what that promo was. So I'm looking forward to going back and watching that and finding out what that was.
Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy spoke some more. I didn't watch him.
Are you a Randy Orton fan? Are you interested in this feud?
Oh, absolutely. I'm digging this. Two of my faves.
That's true.
Two of my faves going at it.
You already got two. It's overshadowed by. It's always overshadowed by your RKO fandom, so I always forget that you're also a Jeff Hardy guy. But I know that you're a big Randy Orton fan, so it's like he kind of overshadows everything else. So because I'm like, how can he be a Randy Orton fan?
Hey man.
But that's why we're brothers, man. Because we love each other for who we are as people. You can be a Randy Orton fan. I still love you.
Hey, Randy Orton can go.
Dude, he absolutely can.
Randy Orton can go.
Speaking of Randy Orton, let's get to this faction list because his group is on the list.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Evolution's in a good spot. I think 5 for Evolution.
Let's actually go 10 to 1.
So number 10.
Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Okay.
To anyone that actually doesn't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
WWE posted on their Instagram 4 days ago the top 10 greatest factions of all time in a picture.
Yeah.
And so Kenny and I were going to discuss this.
Yeah.
So yeah, number 10.
Number 10, Undisputed Era. They're not ready to be. They're not ready to be in a best faction.
Yeah, they're not up there. They got gold. They had gold. Sure.
I mean, they still have gold. I mean, they're still the tag team champions, but you can't utilize the fact that Adam Cole and Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly and Strong, like, don't act like you're gonna talk about them when they were all like badasses before they were in NXT, because this would make them. To me, the only reason they make this list is because overall they're just badasses.
But they ain't said a lick about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we know they're badasses all over the world from other promotions.
Like I think all of them.
In terms of like in terms of their position in NXT and their position overall in WWE in faction history, they are not on that list.
Yeah, not for WWE.
Not for WWE. Like, they aren't even.
Like, I believe everyone in Undisputed Era, except for maybe Bobby Fish, has held the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship.
You are correct. I think Fish challenged a couple times, but I don't think he won it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they're all champions in their own right, somewhere in like everywhere in the indie scene.
Funny story. Riley dropped the belt to Cole because Riley was going to NXT.
Yeah.
And Cole ended up having to drop it because he was going to NXT.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, Undisputed Era.
If they
cool
acknowledge their accolades outside WWE. Sure, number 10 is okay because they are decorated as hell.
But that doesn't make them one of the best factions of all time.
Nah.
Not at all. Freebirds number 9.
This is disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
This is just disrespectful. Number 9.
There's a rule. There's a whole ass rule, John. Called the Freebird rule. It's the New Day. It's the New Day rule now. But come on. It was the Freebird rule for over, 30, 40 years?
Literally 3 decades.
Like,
literally more than 3 decades.
And if you're not aware what the Freebird rule is basically if you're a tag team champions, you can switch it up. Of the 3, somebody else can be in there.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't have to just be the 2 guys. It can be one of the 3 or 2 of the 3. I'll say one of the 3.
And they're some of the greatest heels ever. They were dirty.
Michael P.S. Hayes, do. I mean, come on.
Pretty motherfuckers being dirty that could go in the ring, but refuse to because they like to cheat. Like, they created the heel you just had to hate.
Yeah.
Or not, they didn't create it, but they amplified it.
They definitely made it their own.
Yeah.
They definitely made it their own.
And it's just like, number 9? Come on.
Yeah, which makes number 8 just fucking absurd. The Nexus.
Why is Nexus on the list?
Nexus shouldn't even be on this goddamn list.
They didn't do anything.
They are hedging all of like the idea of the Nexus of being this great group because of the night they took over Raw. And like, that was cool. That's absolutely a historical Raw moment.
Yeah, but that's it.
That don't make you best. One of the best factions of all time.
No.
Especially when you imploded.
Right, and then lost.
And then lost a lot.
Buried.
And then John Cena fucking just murdered you. Just straight murdered you.
And then you had John Cena in the Nexus, and he was tag team champion with David Otunga. Let's not forget that, guys.
I was trying to. I wanted to bring it up. I was trying to skip over that to the part where fucking CM Punk was running Nexus, which absolutely was like, what?
And then they had the core on SmackDown.
Yeah. This was hot garbage.
They don't belong on the list, is what I'm trying to say politely.
Number 7, the Hart Foundation.
Disrespectful.
Okay, so I would have them 10. I think they're too high. The Hart Foundation only were around for a couple of years, and this is literally when Bret Hart's on his way out the door. Because heel Bret Hart, is a Bret Hart that's best for business. If he had stayed, like imagine the Hart Foundation if he had stayed. And a lot of things happened to the Hart Foundation that really just kind of like went sideways. Brian Pillman died, for one thing. And then Bret Hart, before that, Bret Hart leaving, obviously. But they weren't a faction that long. They weren't a faction that long.
That was the second iteration, because remember, Jim and Bret were the tag team.
No, well, that's not, but that wouldn't be a faction.
And they had they were a faction. They had Jimmy Hart as their mouthpiece. They were the Hart Foundation. That was their first iteration.
That was a tag team in the 80s. We just watched them, like we're watching SummerSlam, we just watched them wrestle. They were just a tag team.
Yeah,
they are not a faction. They became the Hart Foundation when it was Owen and Anvil and Bulldog. Like, that's when they became the faction. And that wasn't until, like, 98. Late 97.
No, there was never a 98 with Bret Hart and WWE.
Oh, wait, yeah, I keep saying that. Late 96 and 97. Thank you. I always get that, like, screwed up because, like, 97 was a weird year for me and with wrestling. So it's like, ugh.
You're as weird as those sidewalk slams I got.
Yeah, oh my gosh, exactly. But late 96 and 97 was the Hart Foundation years, but that was it. Every other faction on this list, even Nexus, had some years on them. Like, yeah, their shit was bad, and it still ended pretty quickly, but the Nexus stuff got drawn out longer than it should have. Hart Foundation really... I mean, exactly. I'm saying that the Hart Foundation, while, yeah, it's better than Nexus, but Nexus shouldn't even be on this list. I don't think Undisputed Era should be on this list either. Because I would put Nation Domination in lieu of Hart Foundation. I think they're higher than Hart Foundation. I would have them at 7.
Huh.
And I would have the Freebirds at 6. I mean, like keep it funky, New Day at 10. I know the New Day is at 6 on this list, but they're still pretty fresh. They still got years to fucking build their legacy. They've already got that shit sustained, and like what they're doing is amazing. But in terms of everybody else on this faction list, they still got some like shit that they got to do. So if I'm looking at this list, New Day is 10, Hart Foundation 9, yes, and then you got the Freebirds and Evolution, because New Day is at 6. I think that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Evolution 5, which is what we said a perfect spot.
Yeah,
that makes
like,
sense.
There's no better 5.
No better 5. Absolutely. Like for some reason, like that's the one like faction on this list that made the most sense for where they were. I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, Randy Orton and Batista are on the way up. Triple H is the guy who's going to help them get there, and then you fucking Ric fucking Flair.
He was still wrestling. He was IC champ.
Yeah.
In Evolution.
Yeah.
It was wild.
It was
wild
amazing.
shit. Wild shit.
Wild shit. So at 4, NWO.
Yeah. 4 and 3 are interchangeable.
4 and 3 are interchangeable, honestly, yes, because, yeah, honestly, that should be 3 and 2 if we're being funky, because, when we get to... see?
True.
Yeah,
4, 3, and 2 are all interchangeable.
All interchangeable, because, so DX is number 3, NWO is 4, guess what, I mean, number 2 is the fucking 4 Horsemen at number 2.
Yeah.
The 4 Horsemen are the second greatest faction on the WWE's list.
Yeah,
and that is a crime against all things wrestling.
Because number 1 should be like number 4.
Dude, number 1, okay. So, number 1 to me They should be next to the New Day. Because I feel like I had a spot left at the bottom. I feel like New Day 10, the Shield 9.
Nah, Shield can't be 9 because they literally are all Grand Slam champions. In a short period amount of time.
In a short amount of time. And that's why the black person in me won't let them be that high, because that could be if there is any justice in the world, that could be the same thing we should be saying about the New Day. Like, all three of those men can go by themselves, not necessarily the tag team. Like, and like Kofi Kingston himself is a multiple-time Intercontinental champion, multiple-time United States champion, has never held the world title.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
Disrespectful. Big E, Intercontinental champion. He could have been a champion. He should have been a world champion at some point.
Yep.
Still hasn't happened. And Xavier Woods is the fucking future. If he's not a world champion and then within the next 2-3 years, crime.
Yeah,
my blackness will allow the Shield to be that high up, because come on, if the Shield are basically the New Day, like if
they're the white New Day.
Except that Roman Reigns gets it's Roman Reigns because
thanks, Rock.
Yeah, also the Samoan legacy that means something in wrestling, so I get that, but I mean, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, two of the whitest boys, white as hell, and it is like opportunity after opportunity after opportunity keeps getting thrown their way. You can't tell me that Dean Ambrose, while he cuts a mean promo, is better than Xavier Woods cutting a promo. I would debate that with anybody. I just would. Like, Dean Ambrose is all arms and legs.
It actually depends. It depends on what's being discussed.
See, here's the thing. People tend to forget how hard the New Day roasted the fans and people when they were heels. I feel like that is a bygone era because of how funny they are as faces, but they had me dying when they were fucking making fun of everybody when they were heels. You can't tell me that Xavier Woods, in a different tone of voice, in a heel or face, whatever, couldn't fucking pull it off and do it better than Dean Ambrose. I would put money on Xavier Woods. I would. I really would. Like, I believe in that man's ability to promote.
Wait, I can't deny or accept that because we haven't heard Dean Ambrose really do anything since he
But see, that's the thing, though. That's the cool thing about Dean Ambrose. That's his promo. That's who he is right now. He doesn't have to say shit because, remember, he's the lunatic of the Shield. Like,
remember when he was the lunatic of the Shield? He was the mouthpiece at that time.
Right. But also, this is the different Dean Ambrose doing the same thing, but only in a different way. Where, like, instead of talking all the time and threatening all the time, he makes a face and he just beats the shit out of you, which is amazing. But does that carry more weight, I guess, as being a world champion when they never really let him do that?
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Exactly. Like, he was like his world champion run started out cool, and then he got really like
same as his IC run, the second one. It was on the pre-show at WrestleMania.
Yeah, which is weird because once again, he's really good on the mic, and it's like if the WWE can half-ass with Dean Ambrose and make him a champion, you can't tell me they can't do that with any of the men from the New Day.
I don't know why they haven't.
So then that's why New Day 10, the Shield 9. Because, yeah, they're all multiple-time champions, but honestly, if New Day had the opportunity, they could all have been the same thing. And it still would have been 10-9 based on everybody else in this list. I'm like, because, come on, the Four Horsemen should be number 1. Yeah, wow. The Four Horsemen should be number 1 overall in the fucking galaxy of wrestling. Like, you
talking about the original Four Horsemen, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No, because in my head, literally the thought that was going on in my head was like...
What, did you have Luger? You were thinking...
No.
Okay.
I'm like, depends on the iteration. Depends on which version.
Listen.
I just had to make sure.
Yeah, Tully, Arn, Rick, and Bobby? Wow, how did I forget? How can I forget his name when he's probably one of the funniest Tony Schiavone stories I've ever heard in my life? He threw a burger at the back of Tony Schiavone's head, and he slept on it. That was hilarious. But yeah, the original iteration of the Four Horsemen.
Was J.J. Dillon their manager?
I think he was.
The original?
Yes, I think he was.
I don't know if he was a part of them from the beginning. You know what I mean?
Well, actually, no. Ole Anderson was actually original iteration. The second generation is the one where they were all like champions, because Ole got replaced by the gentleman whose name literally like leaves my head right now, but he's in the picture on the list of the Four Horsemen, not Ole. Like Ole's not on that picture, so it's the second Four Horsemen generation. Ole was Arn Anderson's like wrestling brother.
Yeah. Ole and Arn Anderson, they're both ugly alike. That's just...
Listen, Arn Anderson has looked the same age forever. They just left hair on the top.
Now he just looks like he caught up with his face.
Yeah, basically. It's weird, a weird Benjamin Button type deal going on there. But that list. I was so ready to talk about that list when I saw it. I was like, oh! I tweeted that to you so fast. I was like, what?
Yeah, I looked at that. I was like, what is this?
Exactly. This is the worst list ever. SCU?
It isn't the worst.
It isn't. I mean, come on. We've all seen worse lists. We've all spent like a dozen hours watching No Watch Mojo on YouTube.
No, they could have put the Rosebuds on there.
Yikes.
Number 8.
Yikes.
And the Nexus was 7.
Look at that. A Rosebuds shout out. A Rosebuds callback here in the year of our people, 2018. A Rosebuds shout out just happened. There you go. You go.
What more do you want from me?
No, nothing else. I mean, I love how we just glossed over the NWO and DX. What
else? But
what else? Everybody's talked enough about them. So what? Honestly, I'd rather talk more about the Four Horsemen, but that's just me because I've grown to really appreciate that old school wrestling stuff. Like that stuff is legit amazing to watch, and I need to spend more time kind of getting into it and reading more about that history. Admittedly, because I've listened to a lot of podcasts and got a lot of book references. So I need to take that step and start learning my wrestling history roots and all that good junk.
Yeah, I remember I read the history of wrestling book, the WWE history of wrestling title history. Read that shit.
Yeah,
there are a lot of go to the library on.
I know, dude. I know exactly.
That's what I did.
Yeah, I didn't take a day because actually I used to take a day and just like go to the library and just read it anyway because I've been thinking about that for a while now actually, but yeah, that's enough Raw and SmackDown talk in that list. So, final thoughts on ALLIN. Here are the numbers from ALLIN, John. So, total attendance was 11,263. As somebody who sat in section 200, there was not an empty seat in the house. Like the place was packed, crazy, dude. The show did $458,525 in ticket sales. They made it really affordable. Like, our ticket were $28. We were looking to spend $60. Like, we assumed we were going to have to spend $60 on like quality seats. Yeah, $28.
How? Where were you? Look, man, the tickets I was saying were $280.
Dude, the tickets you were looking at were on like the floor. Like you saw my picture, you saw where I sat. Like I sat a great view. Like the Sears Center, there's not a bad view of the Sears Center.
On the floor.
Dude, yes. Like tickets were really weird because the $60 seats where two of our buddies sat. They were almost close enough to get Okada bucks when it rained. Yeah. Like, they were just kind of outside of that area. Like, they were, like, stage right, I want to say. On, like, near, not necessarily the floor area, but kind of in that general area. So, they had some dope seats, too.
Dang.
Yeah. Like, everybody got their money's worth with the show.
Yeah.
And for comparison's sake, the Sears Center had an MMA fight there that only had like 8,000 people at the show, and their gate was 600,000. So that goes to show you how much more their tickets were, as opposed to like how affordable All In was, which is tremendous because, John, they probably could have. These tickets could have been.
You said those are the ticket sales they made, the ticket revenue.
Yeah, 400,000 for All In. Yes.
Man, I want to know what those merch numbers were.
I do too. So Pro Wrestling Tees, who does them, they made over $500,000 for the weekend at StarCast.
Of course.
But it's because they do all the merch too for all the people for All In.
Literally.
I think that's all going as a part of there. So they made $500,000 for the weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, the merch.
Pro Wrestling Tees is Chicago.
Yep. Whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Dude, pay per view. They did over $1 million in iPay-per-view sales. Yeah, that translates to 20 to 25,000 homes watch the show, and then the pre-show had on WG in America had almost 200,000 viewers.
Wow.
Prior to this was tremendous overall for wrestling, for the independent wrestling business.
Wrestling in general.
Wrestling in general, absolutely, yeah, no doubt, like no doubt about that, John. That was what I really took away from that night. It was just a sense of appreciation for what the guys did do in the ring, but also knowing that all the joke I made all weekend was like it's a black T-shirt convention, like because there was Bullet Club shirts everywhere. But here's the thing. They earned every fucking dollar from those T-shirts. Like, everybody appreciates what Bullet Club has been doing, what they're about, like, story-wise, wrestling-wise. They've earned that. Like, they earned all of that respect. Everybody with John, it was a Bullet Club shirt party. Like, there was a part of me that was like, damn, I should have worn my... But then I was like, nah, I'd rather also kind of not be a part of massive hordes of Bullet Club shirts, especially when mine's is like one of the generic ones. Like, there's some people who have some really dope Bullet Club themed shirts.
I actually don't have any Bullet Club shirt. You
gotta change that, brother. You gotta get on the Bullet Club train, brother. Or get you some Golden Elite. That's the hotness. No, honestly, you ain't gotta do shit, man.
I'm an LIJ guy.
I was about to say, because honestly, I'm about to make that LIJ move here.
I'm copping the hat next week, the red and black one next week. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I need to make a sojourn to Pro Wrestling Tees and get myself a new T-shirt for sure.
With my hair now and that hat.
Dude, you're gonna be looking tight. Overall, John, what are your thoughts on All In and what it means for you and just what it means for wrestling in general?
Man, we're in a really good spot in wrestling right now.
It's a golden age of wrestling.
Like, there's a reason why I don't watch Raw and SmackDown, because I know the pay-per-views will deliver. I don't care. I enjoy the pay-per-views. The last few that they've done have been A-okay, except for Battleground. That was absolute booty.
Yeah.
But everything else has been okay. You know what I mean? Like, they deliver. So, I know that WWE will put in where they need to. They know that they're going to get there are several million views a week, and they don't care how they're going to get it. So, but I know that on Sunday, on their pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell coming up in two Sundays from now, is going to be pretty amazing. So, like, wrestling's in a good spot. The indie business is booming.
I gotta get you to an indie show.
Secondary promotions are booming. Like, everything is coming up Millhouse. There's something you forgot to mention, which I think actually ties all of this together. WWE, indie promotions, the secondary promotions. Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is at All In. And he's the key to creating this, like, in my personal opinion, of course, creating this immaculate boom in the pro wrestling world right now. He's got his cruise coming up in the last week of October. So it's like, it's just wrestling as a whole, like, because of All In and because of what other people are just doing, it's just in a really good spot. And All In helped make it even better. It helped it get even bigger. It made indie wrestling that much bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's in a really good place in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's like almost cool to be a wrestling fan again. I say give it another year, and it's gonna be cool again to be a wrestling fan.
Yeah. For myself, being at All-In was a really cool feeling. It was a very special moment for myself. That was actually my first really big show I've ever been to. Cause I kept thinking about it. Like, I've been to a big WCW like house show, but my brother's been to WWF stuff. I don't think I've ever been to a WWF or E show ever. And so I realized, man, this is my first big wrestling event, because I've been hitting the indies wrestling like scene in Chicago for over a year now, and it's been really fun. And I gotta get you to a show, because that's where my money that I would spend on WWE merchandise is going, like going to see good indie wrestling shows. I mean, I've already got to meet Joey Ryan. I got to watch PCO wrestle. I got to see Penta wrestle. Like, I've seen Ray Phoenix wrestle. I was there. I went to an AAW show the night right after Jimmy Jacobs returned after being fired from WWE. His first show was in Chicago, and I was at that show, and he wrestled Phoenix for the title that night. It was super dope. Like, I think we are absolutely in the golden age of wrestling. You don't, like John, like you said, you don't have to watch the WWF to get your fix and really enjoy yourself. Now you can, and that's extra pleasure for your buck, because while while Raw, and SmackDown may not necessarily be delivering week to week, NXT has been very consistent. Not just the pay-per-views, but the weekly shows.
Yeah, we waited an hour.
Yeah.
We were watching NXT before we even started recording. Exactly. It was that good.
Yeah, because at first I was like, we should like record while we watch NXT, and then John was like, no, I was like, you're right, yeah, because we're gonna want to hear the commentary. We're actually gonna pay attention to the story. Like, we want to see.
Totally worked.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You were absolutely right, because I got to enjoy Street Profits, and I got to enjoy Heavy Machinery being goofballs. Like, I wanted to hear them be funny, and I did. And of course, like the Velveteen Dream match with Gargano.
That match was so good.
So good.
That match was so good.
So good.
And then the opening tag match was baller too.
Yes. And that's the thing.
Like, it's like wrestling is just good.
And that's the thing, John. NXT stuff is trickling down to like some of the promotions I'm watching around here in terms of just like quality indie wrestling. It's happening closer than you think. You know what I'm saying? And it's affordable. Like, sometimes if if I have the loot, I'll get like a front row seat, and it's only like maybe $30. I know for another promotion, I think sometimes it goes up to $50. But that's when they really bring out like actual like indie superstar wrestlers, so the price is going to be a little bit higher, which I get. But I haven't seen it. I haven't been to an indie show and been like, well, that sucked. Like, I've yet to actually hit an indie show and been disappointed. Like, this shit's been really fun. I went to a standing room only show, and it was we were packed in Logan Auditorium, but holy shit, it was an amazing show. Like, one of my favorite shows that I went to this year. It was great because PCO was there. I got to see PCO wrestle, which is like super cool. But yeah, dude, I couldn't stop talking about All-In. I took so much video, took so many pictures, and I posted most of them on Instagram. I gotta splice up the videos and post those too. But like, I lost my voice after the show from just like cheering and yelling and being excited and appreciating wrestling payoffs and stories. Like, every match had a pay. Every match that was kind of set up on being the elite had a really cool payoff. Really fun payoff.
Flip Gordon.
Dude.
That story. That story told that night.
I fucking was in tears.
I was gonna say you cried, didn't you?
I fucking cried. I was in tears. Like, when
he had a mask on in the Rumble.
That's right. He was Chico. So Chico is Rocky Romero's fucking cosplay character, because Chico is basically like his comedy band in New Japan. But Rocky Romero was in the match without his mask. He was just Rocky in the match. But Chico showed up where the that said no job, no job, and I'm like, and then Bully put him through a table, and I was like, if you stay dead for all this battle royal, I'm gonna come back to you. So I kind of kept watching him not move the entire battle royal. Like I'm just going back, and then when you think Bully Ray wins and people start booing, I grab my friend Jason and I'm like, he hasn't won yet. No, Chico's still in the table, and sure enough, fucking Chico hops into the ring and throws Bully out, and I'm like, it's Flip. I was like, I put it together immediately. It's like, it's Flip. And then sure enough, mask comes off and it's Flip Gordon. And I'm just like, yes! Yeah! I'm just like screaming to the heavens, like all in, like Flip made it. Like
I know he made it. I've been telling you it's a work the whole time.
Listen, I don't care. Don't you ruin the story. Kayfabe, brother. Kayfabe, brother. God damn. But you know what the lengths they went to make sure that you thought of it, like he had a viewing party.
I know.
That was canceled, right? Like he still had the all out party at the Sears Center, but for storyline's sake, he was supposed to have a viewing party during All In after his all out pre-party. So he was basically booked to be at parties the entire time of the show, and then he's on the battle royale before the pre-show. This is like. Yes. Flip's all in.
My favorite part is after he won the Battle Royale, he immediately went to either Twitter or Instagram, and he had basically put some tape on his shirt that said All In Party.
Yes, dude. That was incredible. Like, once again, like, that's the Young Bucks, man. Like, they put Flip Gordon on and being the Elite, and it has paid off. He's one of my favorite characters to watch in that show. Like, because it's funny, I started watching Flip when he was in Ring of Honor before being the Elite. So I kind of was a fan of him in the first place, but then he showed up on being the Elite when I started, like, consistently watching being the Elite. And I was just more and more impressed just with his personality. And this is like, when he won, it was what a moment and what a feeling I had. And I want that for the wrestling show I pay $9.99 for monthly. I wanna feel that way about the WWE.
Stop watching weekly programming.
Yeah, but see, I can't do that like you do it, and then try to watch pay-per-view. Like, I need context.
Hey, watch reviews, read reviews.
I know.
That's what I do.
I mean, I get it. But also, I don't have shit to do on Monday nights. I'm gonna keep it a fucking 100 with you. I ain't got shit to do on Monday nights. Honestly, I've been cutting back on playing Overwatch, and I haven't had a good video game to play in a while until like tomorrow when Spider-Man drops, and then then Fallout drops, and then I'm gonna have a Switch, so I'll have Smash. So I'll have things to preoccupy my Mondays in the wintertime pretty soon. But for the last, again, because honestly, John, I've tried, like, we've had a discussion, we're 11 episodes in, and that's kind of the running themes, is that you don't watch the TV stuff, like I do, right? And I've thought about trying to do that, but I just sit here, and I'll read a book, or I'll read a comic, or I'll try to work on some stuff or some other things, and I'm very active on Twitter, and Twitter is really good at kind of teasing you at some of the silly shit that's happening on Raw. And I want to see it. Like, I don't want to wait for a blog post about it a day later. I want to at least try to catch it while it's still on TV. Because Twitter, I hate how Twitter, the timeline works, but sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll get that 3-second tweet where they're talking about what's actually happening as it's airing. You're like, oh shit, I want to see that. And so I'll freely admit, I've gotten caught up and turned it all back on when I haven't really been watching it. And then I'm upset because I've watched it, and then I've just left it on because it's just there now. Like, it's just there, John. It's just there. I have no defense for why I keep watching it. SmackDown is actually good.
Yeah.
SmackDown is decent.
One of the hours is usually really good.
Yes. And at least you get an hour of wrestling. Of good wrestling.
Yeah.
Because they know it's tighter. That's the wild part. I think if Raw went to just 2 hours, they'd be on something.
People keep saying that, knowing damn well their sponsors aren't going to
Exactly.
that.
I know, that's the thing. I completely understand that. But when you see the NXT model and you see the SmackDown model,
right?
And one is an hour, and one is 2 hours,
right?
And within those 3 hours, it's tight.
But then nothing else makes sense though, because then they have to redo the draft.
Well, I mean, I know that, but I'm just saying for overall sake, NXT and SmackDown, because the programming's so tight, it just works. And that's 3 hours.
Rumor has it that SmackDown may end up being 3 hours once it goes to Fox.
Of course. I mean, I can see that. And that would not help SmackDown.
Nope,
that would
it'll
be
make
a
it Raw.
Yeah, that would be
wait, but Fox is... We'll see. We got to see how it pays.
We'll see how it pans out.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's time to go home.
Yeah, man. I don't have anything else to say.
Listen, the ref's giving us the cue. We're going to get to the count. So, before we go, though, John, where can people find you on the interwebs?
Yo, you can check me out on Instagram and Twitter under the name The Nerd Hero. Also, add me on Snapchat. I don't post shit, but I like following people.
That's real. You can find me on Twitter at Tranquillo Kitten. New name. I finally got a new name. Tranquillo, 2 L's, O, K-I-T-N. Tranquillo Kitten at Twitter. And on Instagram, Sassy Black Nerd. That never changes. Also on Twitter, Nerfic Strangers. You can catch me there too at times doing things. And yeah,
don't forget to follow us.
Yeah, and follow us. At Nation Count.
Yeah,
that's where you can find both of us.
Yeah.
At times, ghost tweeting what's happening on Raw or SmackDown or pay per view, or
wrestling,
or wrestling in general. Because John, the New Japan schedule is getting back in swing. So Destruction Tour starts tonight. So I'm going to try to sleep early and then get up in the morning and try to watch some New Japan before I go to work.
Nice.
Yeah. Time to get back on my New Japan shit.
They're going to be in the States then the end of this month.
That's right.
In California.
California.
So depending on what my money is looking like, or depending on if my friend is going to be in Ohio or not.
Okay.
I'm going to go either to Ohio or try to see if I can check out one of their shows out there.
Ah, yeah. Listen, look at you hitting that big time. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, if you do, take dope pictures and see if you can get it. See if you can work your social magic. Get us an interview with somebody cool out there. But yeah, good luck to you in that later in the month, dude. I hope that happens for you, man.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not putting eggs in my basket.
Yeah, no, for sure. Just listen, just positive energy
to
the idea of it happening.
I've got a couple of checks. I don't really have much to go to.
Nice.
So,
that's what's up.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, have a good night. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah. That's us for 1, 2, 3
Count Nation.